Picture this, you send out 100 cold emails offering free consultation and get maybe two replies. Sound familiar? Well, what if I told you there's a completely different approach that's doubling meeting bookings for agencies and B2B companies right now? I don't care if you're someone that's a beginner, I don't care if you're someone that's been doing this for years. Today we're diving deep into what I believe is the new cold email meta that's revolutionizing how we go about outreach. Let me introduce you to the concept that's changing everything, front-end offers. But before we get into that, let's talk about why old approaches are dying faster than you might think. Remember when sending a Loom video felt innovative, when a well-designed one-pager actually got a response? Those days are long gone. Your prospects, especially in the saturated industries like e-commerce, B2B SaaS, tech, they've become incredibly sophisticated. They've seen every type of sales asset that you can imagine, documents, videos, case studies. They all feel like mass-produced content now, even when they're not. Here's the brutal truth. Offering a call has become the new hard close. Think about it. When someone immediately asks for 30 minutes of your time without providing any upfront value, it feels pushy, feels self-serving, your prospects know this, and they're rejecting these approaches at a higher rate than ever before. This is where front-end offers come in, and they're absolute game changers. A front-end offer is essentially free work that requires genuine fulfillment, costs real money to deliver, and provides immediately tangible value to your prospects. We're not talking about another PDF or strategy session. We're talking about actually doing the work for your prospects that need to get done for free before they ever even agree to a meeting. Let me break down the 4 core pillars that are making these offers so powerful. First, they require genuine fulfillment. This isn't something you can automate or mass produce. For example, if you're a cold email agency, a front-end offer might be setting up a complete email campaign, including account setup, lead scraping, and copywriting. This takes real time, real expertise, and real money. Second, there's genuine, tangible value. When you deliver quality leads that turn into sales calls and potentially close deals, you're directly impacting their bottom line. The value is immediate and measurable, not theoretical. Third, your prospects understand there's typically a paywall behind this type of work. They know what you're offering usually costs money or requires significant expertise. This immediately differentiates you from everyone else in their inbox who's offering things that feel free or low effort. Fourth, this is crucial. It positions you completely differently. Fourth, and this is crucial, it positions you completely differently in the sales process. Instead of being another vendor asking for their time, you become someone who's already proven their value. The entire dynamic shifts in your favor. The psychology behind why this works is fascinating. When you lead with doing actual work for someone, you're demonstrating confidence in a way that no case study or testimonial ever could. You're essentially saying, I'm so confident in my abilities, I'm willing to invest my time and money to help you before you even pay me anything. This approach also leverages the law of reciprocity. Really, when you're doing all this work for someone, the first thing that hits their mind when you're actually providing value at no cost to them is that they have not held up their end of the bargain. They feel obliged to be able to help you in some sort of way, whether that reciprocity is getting on a call with you, being able to complete a deal on their end, something that makes them feel like they're giving back to you the way that you have given back to them. If you've brought them X amount of value, they're going to want to return X amount of value to you. A lot of people overlook this by thinking that everyone just wants to take advantage, but it's just simply not true, even when it comes to the level of psychology. Here's where it gets really interesting. The upselling process becomes almost effortless. Let's say you run a cold email campaign for a prospect, generate 5 qualified meetings over 2 weeks, and they close 1 deal. At that point, they're not evaluating whether they want to work with you or not. They're trying to figure out how quickly they can scale up what you are already doing for them. So let's get practical. What front-end offer looks like this in different industries? If you're running a Facebook ads agency, you might offer to create custom ad creatives for free. You could even use AI to generate concepts based on their specific business, then offer to turn their best concept into professional ad creative at no charge. For cold email agencies, you could build and run a complete campaign for 2 weeks, handling everything from the domain setup to inbox management. For lead generation companies, you could provide highly targeted lead lists with enriched data points specific to their ICP. And if you're in influencer marketing, you might source and vet influencers from your network who would be perfect fits for their brand. The key is whatever you offer needs to solve a real problem they have right now, not eventually. So here's how to determine what your front-end offer should be. Start by analyzing capacity. What can your team realistically deliver that's high value but won't completely drain your resources? You need to find that sweet spot between impressive and sustainable. Next, consider your average customer lifetime value. If your average client is worth $50,000, spending $5,000 to acquire them with a front-end offer is probably a smart investment. This is just like a Facebook ads, where you calculate your acceptable cost per acquisition based on lifetime value. Most importantly, make sure your offer solves a genuine pain point that your ideal customer profile actually cares about. Don't get too clever or niche here. If your prospects don't immediately understand the value of what you're offering, it won't work. Let me give you a real world example of how this plays out. Imagine you're a cold email agency reaching out to a SaaS company. Instead of offering consultation or sending them a case study, you offer to build and run a targeted campaign for their specific buyer persona for 2 weeks, completely free. You handle the technical setup, you write the copy, you manage the responses, and you deliver qualified meetings directly to their calendar. After 2 weeks, you present them with concrete results. Maybe you generated 8 meetings and they closed 2 deals worth $20,000 each. At this point, the conversation isn't whether about cold email works or whether you're a competent business owner. The conversation is about how quickly they can scale up this offer. So, of course, you're not going to want to be able to do this for every kind of company. You want to be able to do this for the top Dream 100 companies that are really going to want to work with you. So, in terms of the transformations, you can even work with people that you are getting 2x the response rates. You're booking in 3 times meetings. You're closing the rates. You're proving yourself as someone that can get this done. So, of course, find this kind of front-end offer for your most ideal clients. This is kind of what we'd call a Dream 100 offer, where you come up with the top 100 people that you would like to work with and then offer them something like this. Show them that you are capable and that you are able to get to that next level. If you're currently targeting companies, let's say between 10 to 50 employees, maybe make this list based on people with 100 employees or companies based on 100 or 200 and 300 employees, where you can kind of take that next level up, next step up, prove to yourself and to these clients that you are able to complete these results for them. So here's your action plan of what you're going to be able to do for next steps. Brainstorm with your team. Consider your current offerings, your team capacity, your customer pain points, what you can have as a front-end offer on your side. Design a meaningful sample, not your entire service, but provide a sample of what you can actually build for someone as this test for them. Start small and test. So again, like I was saying with Dream 100, you're going to want to create your top 100 clients that you wish you could have. If, I was to snap my fingers and say you can have these clients, what top 100 clients would they be, and how would you be able to create this test to prove to them that you are the right person for the job? Lead with value. Transform from vendor asking for time to solving these problems for them. Of course, with these top clients that you want to be able to reach out to, it's not going to be so easy to just get them on a call. So you're going to want to be able to have something that's going to make you stand out. Prove your value to them by giving them kind of what you can have as an example of being able to show what brings your service as the number one service that they can use. So here's the steps for being able to find your next top client. If you want to know how I go about all of my outreach and all of my system, you can check out in the next video, and I'll leave any links you'll need below as well. Any comments as well of what you want to see in the next videos, feel free to share that as well, and feel free to hit subscribe if you find this relevant to you.